Greetings, everyone. On this particular lesson, we'll be going over the four basic types of chords that there are with the triad chords. Of course, there's other advanced chords, as your sevenths, your ninths, etc. But each one of those is based on usually one of the four basic triad chords. So, when those of you familiar with learning the C major scale, that's one of the first chords that you learn once you learn the C major scale is the C major chord, C, E, G. And that is a major chord because the interval from the C to the E, that's a major third, and you also have the interval from C to G is what is called a perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's a perfect fifth. So when a triad has a perfect fifth and the major third going up from the root of the chord, that produces a major chord. And so within the C major scale, you have three major chords. You have C, E, G, C major. You have the F major, F, A, C. Again, you have the major third, perfect fifth. You have G, the G major chord, G, B, D. Again, the perfect fifth, and you have the major third. Now, also, with any major chord, if I change the interval from the root of the chord, the third, that if it's major, such as in C, E, if I make that third a minor third, which would be just by lowering the E to the E flat, that's a minor interval. But I keep the perfect fifth, C, G, but instead of playing the major, now I'm going to play the minor third. And so now we have the minor chord. And notice the quality of the C minor chord, C, E flat, G. It has a different quality of that, even though it shares two notes, the C and the G. But because of the difference of the third, it changes the quality of that chord. And so the relationship between the root of that chord has a profound effect on that particular chord. But what's very fascinating, and those of you who are a little more advanced in music theory would already know this, is that within any major or minor chord, you have both a major third going from the root, but if I go from the third to the fifth degree of that chord, the third to the fifth, that is a minor third. So you have a major third and then have a minor third on top of it. And that minor third also happens to be the G is also part of the perfect fifth. Now when I make the third minor, the C to the E flat, that's a minor third, but the interval of the E flat to the G is a major third, and if I be as bold as to add the perfect fifth, and I just added one other note to that major third, which is a perfect fifth, the interval, so now this becomes the root of a different chord, the E flat. I notice it has the same quality of sound. That's the major. Now here's the minor. C, E flat, G. So now within any major scale, going back to C major, the C major scale also has it has three majors: C major, F major, G major, C. And for those familiar with Roman numeral notation for the different chords, that'll be your 1 chord, your 4, and your 5. Back to your 1. Now within that major scale, you also have 3 minor scale chords. So that's the quality of the minor, and that's changing a note. But keeping the notes within the C major scale, if I play the D, F, A, that is a minor chord within that scale. You also have the E minor, which is another chord within that scale, and also you have the A minor. So that for Roman numerals, that would be 2, 3, and 6. So within any major scale, you have 3 major and 3 minor. Again, you have that minor third, 1/3 perfect fifth, minor third, perfect fifth. With the A, or we can go down here and see it better. A, D. And it's very interesting that because with music you have so many interrelated things, that what would be major in one context becomes minor in another. See, this is part of the major chord, but if I take out the G and play the A down here, still playing the C and the E, it becomes minor because now the A becomes the root of another chord, even though you're sharing the same notes. So those are your two basic chords. And the other chord, which is also included within the major scale, is a diminished chord. So if we're going back to C major, if we used to make this a minor, and now if we take the 5th and lower that half step to the F sharp, or in the context of with C being the root, we'd call that G flat, you have that chord. And notice that the difference between, you have the major, the minor has a different quality. But notice with that diminished has such a tension with that. And the reason why you have such a tension is because of what we call the tritone. That's the distance from C to the F sharp to G flat. That's a tritone. And so it's a very dissonant a note relationship. That's when you're most dissonant, and another dissonant one is a minor second. Any two notes right close to each other, that's a minor second. That's also very dissonant. So that's a dissonant, and because that's so dissonant, plus the minor third, you have that quality with it. So without changing any of the notes, if you just play the B, D, F, then that's what you have right there, and that is a diminished, a B diminished. And so you hear that there's a lot of tension with that, and which is the reason why that these are used for very dramatic effects, and many times used for passing chords, going from one chord to another. And you don't want to state it within that chord because it's so dissonant. You want to go someplace else. You want to go up, down, any place, but stay there. And so that's the quality of that chord. So keeping the C major, you lower the third, play the E flat. That's the minor chord. Change the fifth to diminished fifth or tritone. And then the next basic chord that you have, and this one you won't find that in a normal major scale, you will find that in a harmonic minor scale, and that's another lesson for another day, but just showing you the different types of chords. getting back to C major, if you want to get to the augmented is by taking the fifth. Now we loaded for getting the diminished, but this time we're going to raise it to get, which is an augmented fifth, and you keep the major third, and that is also a dissonant chord. That chord you would find that if you was playing a whole tone scale where you don't play no seconds, because in the scale you have major seconds, and this is a minor second between the E and the F, and between the B and the C. But if I just play all major seconds in a scale, that produces what we call the whole tone, because I'm moving by whole tones, not half steps, by whole steps or whole tones between each one of the notes. And so in that particular scale, you naturally have an augmented chord, C, E, G sharp, and so that's all four of your basic chords of triad: C major, C minor, C diminished, and that's a C augmented. And this applies for all 12 of these scales with that particular chord. And of course, these chords will be based on what type of music that you're playing, what's happening with the chords before and afterwards. And chords like augmented chords and diminished chords, unless the music is a very dissonant piece of music, normally those types of chords are used as passing chords going someplace else. So instead of you stay there, but you go to something else, or minor, or wherever, depending on how the composer or the group is playing wants the music to go. Okay, so that's giving you the four basic triad chords, and I wish you all the best in your continued musical studies.